Alright, I packed up, walked over here to the shelter, and there's nobody here, of course, but now I've already eaten breakfast, and I'm just about ready to go. I'm put that back on. I'm getting ready to go. It's a little bit before 7 o'clock. It's a late start because I don't have a headlamp, but it's not on I didn't know whether to trust it or not, but I did have good results, even though it wasn't on a hill. All right, that's 7:22 in the morning, and it's chilly. So it's probably 50 degrees, at least last night. This morning, I woke up about 3 in the morning, and I was cold. I was in my t-shirt. I was wrapped up in my quilt, and the underquilt was set for a draft. So it wasn't bad. But what I needed was that mid layer, and I thought I brought it. So that's another thing. I don't have a light. Well, the mid layer, all I had to do is unzip, get out, put on my little my boat shoes, walk back there to the pack, make sure there wasn't a snake under me, and it had been right there in the pack. I'd have got it out and put it on right then. Or I'd have reached down and grabbed my puppy and put that on. But I don't have a light, and I got my phone. You drop that, what do you then you lost it. Or you break it or something. It's pitch dark out here. And, you use a lighter. You don't want a lighter. I'll catch the net on my tent on fire. What do I do then? You can't, you don't be lighting up a lighter inside of a tent. A tent's nylon. It also does, a flame touches it, and you just burn a hole in it, So that's not, and with a hammock, if you burn a hole in the hammock fiber, then it's liable to rip and you'll fall out of it. So you don't want a flame anywhere close to the hammock. But that got me a little. Anyway, I'm gonna check my bearings. I know I'm on the AT. And he said, "Well, why do you have to check your bearings?" I know I'm on the AT because I see the blazes. But I've got to make sure I'm going the right way. And I came out of that, even though I double check every time when I go in and get off the trail. I try to turn around and look. But see, it's really easy to get mixed up and go backwards. It happens all the time out here. It's already happened to me once, even though I take all these precautions. But you're going down the trail and you're camping on either side. You're camping and you're so used to, let's say, to camping. The trail's going off to the right, going to on that side of the ridge, going to a camp or a water source or a shelter, and that's what you come out of at night because you slept by the water source, or whatever, you slept close to it, and so you're used to coming out that side. And then one night you're camping on the other side, and then it switches up, or it might go back to the other side. But in your mind, you're on that other side when you wake up in the morning. And so you come out, you turn the wrong way, thinking you're going north, and so it can happen. But I'm going the right way. About 7 miles, I checked to the Elk Waller wayside, so I'm looking really good. I slept really good last night. Besides waking up cold, not being able to get. I finally did get back to sleep. I got my head covered good, and I got down to my quilt and I went back to sleep. But I would have slept better if I would have had a headlight. I'd have grabbed that and put it on. I'd have went right back to sleep. But the headlight cost me. But it's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna buy a brand new one, and that'll be good. All right. I don't know if all that's Luray out there or what. I guess it's the Luray area. This whole side of this mountain, if you look down at the bottom, You see the burnt marks. This whole ridge is under a new growth. All these trees are dead. There was a fire going through here. No doubt. Probably last year, or maybe the year before, who knows. There's that burnout over there. I had to come straight up through it. Now we're leveled off on the ridge here. And this, I guess, a saddle area. I don't know. But you can hardly see if there was a snake or anything else I'm walking through. It's so thick. Alright, it's about 4 miles from the wayside. And I hate these signs. I gotta figure out where I'm at now. Hold on. No, go straight. I see that. We don't go that way. We're going this way. I see the blades. All right. They had about 4 miles from the wayside. So, and I would say it's about 70 degrees right now, and you can't get any more comfortable with that. It's 70 degrees, like in the shade. I'm not sweating. The climbs, they're climbs, but it's up and down, up and down. I gotta go down and go up, and then I go down and go up again. And then I'm there. All right, there we go. Well, there's miles of rocks I went through yesterday. I haven't seen that today, so the terrain has changed a little bit. So that's a good sign. But I know the rocks. I remember the roller coaster up there, and when I get up from front row, when I go through the roller coaster, that's rocky. So, I know. And coming into Harper Springs, it's rocky too. I remember that. All right, let's go. Or Harper's Ferry. Getting close. No, it can't be more than a couple miles. I think it's around 10:30 now. Maybe a little later. But I'm thinking cheeseburger and french fries. That's what's all on my mind. Front row, that's only, we'll get to there tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully, if I can get in 6 when I leave here. I want to get out of this wayside no later than about 3 o'clock. I want to get 6 miles down the trail and set up. And I'll be in front row eating in a pasta restaurant tomorrow evening. There used to be a good pasta restaurant there. So we'll see. That'd be pretty nice. Hopefully that hostel's not filled up. But if it is, I can still get a ride to town and hammock outside. All right, let's go. All right, I just checked 1 mile, and it's 11:15. So I'll get to the cutoff to the trail, but it goes up a mountain somewhere over here. I think I got like a 300-foot climb right at the very end. I don't know, we'll see. But that's all right. I'll tell you, you could hardly tell this down here and deep in these areas in the mountains off these ridges that it's midday. I mean, it's dark, and then it's got this bright sunlight that comes through this heavy foliage here, and little creeks, little itty bitty spaces. Yeah, pretty cool. All right. Did you hear that? Listen. It's like a... Here, all right. All right. I'm one with the mountain now. Ah! Ah! Trying to get an answer back. There it goes. Ah! There it goes. I'm one with the mountain now. There it goes, just walking away. I'll tell you, there's trails all over the place. But that's the Appalachian Trail. They're going north. Pretty sure. Yeah, I see it. Oh. Yeah, I see a white place. All right, this has got to be the, yeah, this has got to be the one going. All right, we're off the trail. We're heading to the wayside. Get a GPS marker as soon as I can get another 30, 40 feet. And I'll make sure. Well, I should have filmed a little bit in the store, but it ain't much of a store really. It had a grill, I ate a hamburger. And that's the trail that comes in here. A little trail. But got my stuff charged. I found out the hostel there at Front Royal, when you come, they had to leave. They had a set a wedding or something, so they're closed. I'm gonna have to hitch a ride, I guess, in the Front Royal. There's some hotels or something in there. There's the Wi-Fi here comes in and out. The power goes out all the time in this park. I don't know if it's fallen trees or what. But then the Wi-Fi connection didn't come back up, so there's no internet connection. No cell signal, you know, after the power came up. I got one video uploaded while I was hanging around there. I hanged around there 3 hours. Got one video, got everything charged. You know, so I'm good on charging. But and I got just enough time to get to. I got about 1,000-foot climb coming up. Then I got to get to the shelter. Or get to the shelter area. The good news is at Front Royal, when I looked, it's got a full service outfitter, so I'll be able to buy a light there tomorrow. I just got to get in there somehow, you know. I was going to download the Uber app and do an Uber when I got there, but that's I can't download that because there was no internet and no cell phone signal. There should be a cell phone signal on the road coming in Front Royal there, so I'll be able to call. I'll catch a ride somehow if I got to call somebody to shuttle and get into town. What I got to do now is I got to make it 8 miles up this trail, 6 miles up this trail, and I need to get a move on because I want to get there at a decent time so I can get a ride into town. Don't get stuck there in the dark where I got a hammock somewhere and I ain't even have a light. So let's get going. Look, it might rain too. It looks like it might rain. Ooh. I mean, here's the power supply going to the wayside down there. There's your power supply. That bottom line is probably the internet. I don't know. Who knows? Probably Wi-Fi. Who knows? Anyway, that's out. All right, let's go. Let's see how it goes out. Thanks. I mean, I see a dead limb right up there. I can fall on it. Yeah. Yeah, if that power went out, that one video, once I got it downloaded, I uploaded it in it was about an 8-minute video and uploaded it in about 10 minutes, 10 or 12 minutes. I was moving right along. I had the other one edited, boom, we're getting ready, had that one started, and then the power, then it went out. And it happens frequently out here, so, I mean, so, that's a normal occurrence for them. Somehow or another, their cache machines went back up. It takes a little while, but that's like some kind of special, that's the priority Wi-Fi somehow or another. They hotspot that somehow or another. But even that went out, but they got that back up. All right, here we go. I don't know. Yeah, I guess this is it. What the hell does that say? Rattlesnake Point Overlook. Well, that's freaking great. I can't even see the ground out here. It's so overgrown. Shit. Look, it looks like They mowed along here, but when it gets to the trail, ain't there. Rattlesnake Point. Rattlesnake. But why do they call it that? Hey, ain't too bad here. It's a little rocky, but maybe I can see one in here. Yeah. No rattlesnakes like them rocks, I guess. I don't know what the old marker said, but it does say 3.8 miles to Gravel Springs. And Gravel Springs is my next water source. It's going to be my camping water source. So. And it's almost 5 o'clock. Alright, I just checked my electronics here, and I am right at the top of the climb. It's good. It rolls a little bit up here on this ridge, and that's it. I've got a total of maybe 250 feet in the next 3.5 miles of climbing, which is nothing. That's just some up and down. It's mostly going to be down. I got to go down about, shoot, I don't know how much, 800, who knows. The next 3.5 miles to get to the Gravel Springs. That's where I'm going to camp at. So it's easy peasy now, 3.5 miles, and it's only 5. I should get there. I should be set up, my hammock, everything's set up and good by 7. It don't look like it's going to rain. Beautiful, beautiful day. I'm not sweating, so that's good. I'll get a good early start in the morning to get the front row. I got to get in there. I got to get there early and get a ride in there. Get me a motel room. That's what I'm thinking of. They got a good outfitter, and I'm going to start changing stuff out. I need new hiking poles. These are breaking up. I've had them. I need an underquilt. It's a full service outfitter, and they got war bonnet quilts. I'm going to get a lighter underquilt. I'm going to get a few things. I'm going to mail some stuff home. I need a Pextel headlight. Yeah, I definitely need to get in there. They got a good full service outfitter. I figure between the outfitter there and the outfitter at Harper Springs, I should be able to get everything I need. All right. And on that thought, I should have a what I was trying to say on that thought, they should have some good Wi-Fi. This entire park, the Wi-Fi literally sucks. And the reason it does, it's a vacation park. People don't come here for the Wi-Fi. They come here for to get out into nature and camp. There's a camping thing and hiking. So anywhere around them waysides where there's any Wi-Fi, it's swamped with people, and they're all on the Wi-Fi. So it just swamps the system. It's like, imagine, let's say you got super fast Wi-Fi at your house, and you got 150 people come to a party, and they're all on their phones. It ain't gonna be, it ain't super fast no more, But so, all right, and take that into fact. The power goes on and off out here, like lightning. I mean, just all the time. I guess maybe. That's front row. If I get a motel room, I'll have good Wi-Fi. I'll be able to download, catch up on my diary, get that caught up, and I'll be able to look some more on the internet for things, for logistics and things. I just can't do anything out here with no cell phone coverage and no Wi-Fi. So the only thing about going to these long treks to these parks. There's all kinds of places. There's these trailheads all over the place. They come out here to camp, they get a list. There's somebody parked right here on this trailhead. There's trailheads all over this park. And this one right here, it just gives you a suggested hike. It might go to a waterfall or something like that. And this one goes to Overrun Falls or something. It's got, I don't know. Before you go, make sure you are physically able to complete the hike you've chosen. I chose to hike the entire Appalachian Trail. Am I physically able? Of course I am. Of course I am. Yeah. Of course I am. I think the AT goes this way. Let's go. Jeez. Let's go and drive down there. We're up above the hogback. Hogback Overlook. Skyline Drive. That's where the cars pull over. Look at it. I guess they're working on that overlook. Yeah. Yep, tomorrow I'll be out of the park. 107 miles. I'll be leaving Skyline Drive. Oh, I'm going to miss the cars and the day hikers. I'm going to miss them so much. I'm going to miss them $20 hamburgers, cheeseburgers, $5 little bag of gummy blasters. Man. I mean, a handful and they're gone. $5. Well, you know, I would have thought the government could have kept an eye on these contractors. I guess they're allowed to double the prices or triple the prices. It don't matter. I reckon. I don't know. It don't matter. They had 2 hamburgers in there. They had a smash burger, which was a double patty, and they had a veggie burger for the vegetarian people. And that was it. That was their whole menu. And French fries or onion rings, and that was it. And then the big one, they had you get fried chicken. I got the fried chicken at the Big Meadows. So I got the big one. It was pretty good. But it was, you know, 4-piece fried chicken. I think it was like $19 or something, $18. Who knows? It was some crazy amount. All right, let me put this camera away for my trip and fall down this mountain. I guess that's Luray, I think. I don't know. I don't know. We're still at front row. It's still a little ways off. I don't know. It can't be too far off. Probably about 17 miles. A hike and a trail. Yeah, that could be front row. Another 17 miles, I'll be way up there. Or way up that way. On the road that'll go to it, maybe. I don't know. Alright. But I definitely need new hiking poles. The shaft on this thing is worn out, so it twists on me. It'll actually move. You know, I can't show you. See it? I mean, right there, look. See how that goes back and forth? See how it moves? They're not supposed to do that. There's no way. It's just worn slam out. And the problem is these poles, they're designed, if you look straight down them, where they curve at an angle, and they do that on purpose when you're going downhill. Well, when they turn, if the shaft moves, now it's angled towards my feet, and it's tripped me up once, and it's dangerous. You get tripped up, it comes off a rock at an angle, and trip you up. There's pack on, you get hurt. So I gotta, I need new trekking poles, or I can duct tape them real good. I'm not going to do that. These poles are worn out. I've got several thousand miles on them. I've had them for almost 20 years. I'm going to have to mail them home. All right, here we go. Yeah. That's the mountain I just come down. They don't look like rain clouds. I did feel some drops. They don't look like it's raining though. All right, let's get going. A lot of the people, them ones at the wayside, the guy was talking to me. A lot of them, they don't even know the Appalachian Trail. Let them sit there. They ain't got a clue. See, they don't put signs up. Except for that. I think when they built this trail, they wanted to make it non-intrusive back in the 30s, see? That was the marker. All right, let's go. Yeah, I lost time coming down in them rocks back there, but I'm cruising now. But still, I'll be lucky if I find my hammock tree by 7:30, and it gets dark at 8, so I'm kind of cutting it close. But I got a hug. There's going to be I can always throw that mat out, sleep in that shelter. Well, yeah. Hope you take the deer ticks with you. I think this is where we leave the trail, and we'll be coming out and taking a right turn. I think this is it. We'll GPS this and figure it out. Now, see, now in the morning it's gonna be a climb out of here. I've been going straight down for a while. That's gonna be a round trip of about a half a mile out of the way on this shelter, but and I don't have a light. I can't take a chance. I gotta be close to one of these shelters. Last night, I almost had a catastrophe. That was the biggest tree I've ever put around. Well, it started to slip because I ran out of line, and I went around the tree, but I only went about halfway around the tree, and it started to slip. If it would have been raining, or if that bark would have been wet, because that was a Fraser fir. It was actually a Fraser fir. It looked like that was alive. They must have been one of them they treated. I mean, it was good. It was healthy looking, and it slipped, and my hammock was almost touching the ground. I didn't even have a light on me. I mean, what would happen if it had been raining, and that rain would have made that bark slip, and it would have slipped, and I'd have been on the ground. I would have had to get up and fix that. I'd had to get that fixed, and with what? With no light. Well, I could have just got it up where it was at least dry, and under the tarp, got it off the ground, and then just went to that shelter with the mat, and spent the rest of the night in that shelter. See, that's the kind of the idea. You can't do nothing without a headlight. It's pitch dark. All right, I'm gonna put this away and go on down there. I gotta find my hammock tree. I might be in that shelter to start with.